What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to some Dungeon Defenders Awakened. Oh, it is time, y'all. It is time to play around with Extra Spiky and the Thunder Spike Trap. This particular rune drops in Arcane Library as its favored map, but will also drop on the ground anywhere in Act 3. Thunder Spike Trap now has 50% chance to reset its cooldown when it hits an enemy. Sounds pretty awesome, right? That's not even the half of it, and that is it can proc off of its procs. Now, it's 100% RNG dependent, but you can get some serious machine gun fire going off with these bad boys, no doubt, just with procking on top of each other. I've seen it go as many as like 6. Oh, what was that? That was more than 6. It can proc on top of itself, so like I said, it's 100% RNG dependent, but super fun to play with. So what's the first thing that comes to mind? Well, for me personally, the old Demon Lord spawn camp with spike traps is the first thing that comes to mind. So let's hop on in and try this out versus a Massacre Mix Mode Demon Lord. Alright, to start things off here, let's get the mat built out. Now, I know I'm going to want some aura stacks here. I'm also going to take advantage of that that buff beam rune, overdrive, and see if we can't get some real power. But with that in mind, I'm going to want to really be careful with how I'm placing these auras, because what I have kind of in mind for the whole operation here. So, okay, we got our basics down, our 2 auras. Let's get overdrive to work here. So we're gonna go ahead and throw a buff beam in right there. Let's throw another buff beam in here. And now let's see exactly how many of these things we can spam. Now, of course, these are stackable now, which means you can put them relatively close to each other. Let's see, if we went one right there, that means we could go another right there, which means we can go another right there, another, say, right there. Now, I want to really take advantage of the buff beam rune. Obviously, I'm wasting some DU here, but fun wins all battles. So we're going to throw a buff beam here. Let's drop a buff beam here. One here, and then one here. Now, these buff beams should be just handling their own defense, so every one of these should be at that 315%. Let's take a look at them all, making sure there's no derpage. And it looks like, yep, we are all at 315%, including this one on the electric aura. Now, that leaves us 39 DU left. What do we want to do with 39? Let's see. Well, we've actually got PDTs in the deck, left over from the video earlier. Let's do some PDTs. So let's throw like one there. We'll drop one there. Say one there. Do we want one below too? Why not? Let's drop one here. What? That's 12. I think we can go one more. I tell you what. Let's spread these out. So let's put. We'll put one like this, and then one like that. Now I've run out of DU. Alright, so that was too many. Let me settle down here and quit with the PDTs. I'll just put one down here in the middle. Now, same thing here. I want to kind of overkill these PDTs, so we're going to give every PDT its own buff beam, making sure we're at that 315% on the buff beam. I mean, how many buff beams is this going to be, for God's sakes? This is going to be a whole lot of buff beams, no doubt. Let's see, 315, 315, 315. We're looking pretty solid. We got 7 left. Well, I mean, what do we want to do with 7? What else do we have in the game? Or in the deck? I've got a whole lot of Huntresses. I mean, we could go with one more and another buff beam, but I done screwed it all up by placing the buff beams already. So that's a little bit of a bummer. Can we throw, sneak one in here, maybe? I mean, that's a little sketch. It's not going to hit the boss. You know, it's not going to hit the boss. Let's not bother with it. I tell you what we can do, though. Let's just go, one, say, here. and one say here. So any of the healthier mobs that push past these the PDTs, actually let me get these put together so that we can get on this buff beam. So let's go say right there and right there. Now that drops the productivity of this buff beam way down, of course, but it's still going to be in the positive at 189%, and it gives us a little more upfront damage. Now, I personally am all about the boss on this one. I can't wait to kill the boss, just to make sure we got no confusion here on what these traps are doing. We're going to unequip our pet. Let's see, what do we have? Let's go with a giraffe or something that's not going to do damage. How about this guy right here? That's going to give us a little bit of damage boost because of that versatility on our defenses, but more importantly, it is going to be no pet damage because I'm going to try to just tank this boss right in the middle of all of this hotness and just see what happens. So I'm going to dump all of my upgrades that I possibly can throughout just into these thunder spikes. It should be glorious, y'all. Should just be glorious. Let's keep dumping it in here. Let's just let it fly, and we'll let some waves burn off here. So, you know, this video really is all about what kind of ridiculousness is this going to do to the boss. So let's go ahead and skip on to wave 25 after this stuff is all upped. Alright, and here we go into wave 25. Now, a few important things to remember for the Thunder Spikes. First off, they are a single target defense. So they're not burning out everything. They're not designed for fodder clear. Although you could throw them in lanes like I did right here, it would just be so much better with 2 explosive traps out here to actually clear the lane out. Additionally, remember each time it fires off, it's burning one of its charges. And it can become an absolute maintenance nightmare if you put them up front in your build, like I did right here. So in this situation here, it's just a repair nightmare. However, I was able to get all of them fully upgraded here. Oops. And then I think, oh, actually, no, I didn't get that one yet, but we got it now. Yeah, we've got all of these fully upped, and then the buff beams are all fully upgraded as well. So, I mean, we should be dishing out some serious pain. 26 million fusion damage, which means 52 million against rifted enemies. The Demon Lord, of course, being a rifted enemy. So with that in mind, these should be ripping off like 200 million damage every time the 4 of them go off with just the Demon Lord here. So, holy crap, this could be absolutely incredible. Now, once again, I did get rid of the Monkey King there, so it's not doing any damage to the Demon Lord. This is going to be full on the Poison Dart Towers and the Thunder Spikes that are doing 100% of the damage. I'm just going to stand here just to be able to keep it still and kind of tank it a little. But let's go ahead and get wave 25 started and burn through it. You'll see what I meant about the maintenance nightmare here. Particularly at the beginning of the waves, there's going to be a lot of enemies that push in. They're going to get just smacked because, of course, these things hit like an absolute truck. However, if they fire off a bunch of times, they're going to burn a lot of charges. So you definitely want to keep an eye out on them. You see this one here at 83, what is that, 84 charges or 85 charges when it's full at that upgrade level. So it's not going to take many times of it firing to completely annihilate what's going on there. So you do want to be conscious of that and just keep them repaired up. You don't want to be losing your buff beam mid-wave, of course. But they're just going to tear it up, y'all. They're just going to tear it up. Super, super powerful rune, no doubt. Now remember, power is not always all about damage. Power means what does it add to your build, not just how much damage it does. However, in this situation, I mean, this is a pure damaging defense. Straight up single target, made for just burning big fatties, and oh, it does it so well. Let's check out Ace's Goon here. Just wrecked. Absolutely wrecked. Now, you saw the Poison Dart Towers were firing into it as well. So we were getting a little PDT loving as well there. But just absolutely incredible. So, still just super curious what is going to happen versus the Demon Lord. Now, Of course, remember, you can always do shenanigans and get a ton more traps all stacked in this area. And that's always an option. Shenanigans are always an option. You can do some shenanigans to get more there, but this is going to be just with 4 of them. And quite curious to see how well it does and how fast it's going to burn down that Demon Lord. Let me just spam these repairs up throughout. I think we're to a stage now where the PDT is just going to destroy everything. The PDT is all about the fodder clear, and it does fodder clear very, very well. So it is cleaning up the packs and burning through all the little baddies. We got 500 more. We're going to have to kind of wait out, but we are getting there quite quickly. Lots of mana laying around. I guess I could throw in a few more upgrades, but really just want I want to see these Thunder Spikes just chew this boss apart in, like, you know, under 10 or 15 seconds. I think that would be just absolutely amazing. Hopefully quicker than that. We'll see. Now, RNG is a factor, so every time you do this, you're going to have a different result. It's going to be slightly faster, slightly slower. As with RNG, we all know RNG hates us all. When it comes to RNG with defenses, it doesn't hate us that much. So, you know, this might not be too bad. Let's check it out. We still got, what, 150-ish mobs left? So we're getting through them. We just kind of have to wait it out at this point. I guess I could just upgrade these up front. They're not going to be hitting the boss at all, but they'll be doing some pack clearing at least. See if we can't just assist through this just to get these little skellies and stuff burned out quicker. Now, like I said, I'm just going to tank the boss. I'm not going to swing at him, not even once. Just going to give him a reason to stay right here. So just going to eat the fire, and let's just see how fast these Thunder Spikes can do it. Now, remember, too, the PDTs are going to contribute. However, none of these PDTs are upgraded at all, so it's all Tier 1 stuff. The Thunder Spikes are going to be dishing out the majority of the pain here. But let's check it out. Come on, little Demon Lord. Come on out and get exploded. We know you want to. And here we go. Holy crap. Yeah, I'd say I got some lucky procs right out of the gates because he was almost at half. What, like, really quick. Really, really quick. Oh my god. That was quite impressive. That was with 4 of them. Once again, that is that extra spiky rune. Boy, it adds some extra sauce to the Thunder Spike trap. There's just no doubt about that. But, oh yeah, Demon Lord walloped. But that will do it for this episode. Thanks an absolute ton for watching, and I will see ya next time around. Take it easy, y'all.